Welcome back to another episode on the MLD Balls page. In today's episode, we're going to be reacting to breaking news of the NBA with DeMar DeRozan heading to the Sacramento Kings. This deal for the Sacramento Kings is a risky play that I don't think has the highest ceiling, but at the same time, it has a high floor. DeMar DeRozan is one of those guys who, when he comes in town, you know that you're gonna be in the play-in. Like DeMar DeRozan, he is a good NBA player. He stays relatively healthy. He plays hard in the regular season. In the postseason, he has his woes, but it's not because he doesn't play hard. He just doesn't show up for whatever reason. But he plays hard, and for the Sacramento Kings, for 3 years, 74 million, it's not that crazy of a deal. He's gonna make 17% of the salary cap, be the third best player on the team, and there's gonna be nights where he looks like the best player. Defensively, the fit is awkward, but offensively, it's pretty nice. You're gonna have Sabonis doing his dribble handoffs. You're gonna have De'Aaron Fox play off the ball a little bit more, which I think he's all right with that. De'Aaron Fox, he's not that bad off the ball. I don't know why he has that stigma of some guy who is not capable of being a shooter, and it's just I feel like De'Aaron Fox isn't viewed the right way because Kings aren't that good of a team, and DeMar DeRozan is gonna help them. Hey, he's gonna help them get put on the map a little bit more. Even though they made the playoffs once 2 years ago, that was 2 years ago, and that was the first time in 20 years. So not every single team has the goals of winning a championship. This Sacramento Kings team, they very well could just have goals of making the playoffs, and I think this move could have solidified that playoff spot. And hey, that's a good thing for them if that's what they want. People aren't realizing that they only gave up Chris Duarte 2 second round picks. Harrison Barnes wasn't that much of a positive. They basically just signed DeMar DeRozan in free agency. Yeah, it's a sign and trade, so yeah, that's technically what they did. But yeah, they literally just upgraded Harrison Barnes for DeMar DeRozan. Duarte wasn't getting really any minutes. The biggest thing that they gave up in this trade awkwardly went to the San Antonio Spurs. They gave up a 2020 or a 2031 first round pick swap. I don't know why like all these reporters are so thirsty to be first, man. Hey, you see MLD Balls page over here? I'm not like Woj. This man Woj, look, he's saying 2032 unprotected swap. Like he's so thirsty to be first that he had to like tweet out the correct details on this trade like 4 times, man. Just slow down and get the stuff right, man. Look, because you see me over here, I'm being patient. I had to think about how I felt about the Kings. I had to think about how I felt about the fit. I made my little my sheet, my notes to to see how I would make a lineup for them, to see what I would do with this team, and to see why they got DeMar DeRozan instead of just soon as it happened, click and record. Them getting DeMar DeRozan is because they were the 13th ranked offense last year, which was kind of awkward because the year before they were literally one of the best offenses of all time, but then they stagnated that low. Harrison Barnes wasn't knocking down his shots. Kevin Herter wasn't knocking down his shots. Kevin Herter also had a hurt shoulder. Malik Monk was hurt. This team got the injury bug, and for majority of the season, they were messing around at like the fifth to sixth, fourth seed. The Kings were that good until that February mark where everyone started getting hurt. And if they were to have something where players like Malik Monk, Kevin Herter get hurt again, now they have a world where DeMar DeRozan can step up because they saw last year Harrison Barnes can't step up at all. Harrison Barnes is not going to be that guy that steps up in that Golden State Warriors series. Harrison Barnes, I remember that game 7. He had a bad game. I don't remember if he had a bad series, but I remember for sure that game 7 wasn't all that great. So this kind of might have been an overdue thing for the Sacramento Kings. Was DeMar DeRozan the perfect fit? No, but is this team better than they were last year? Yeah, this team is better than they were last year. And DeMar DeRozan, he's gonna be a home now. Hey, you heard what Drake said? D Rose, or y'all ain't deserve D Rose or D Rose. What am I trying to say? Oh my God, D Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him neither. Yeah. D Rose came home. He came to Cali. But guess what, LA? Guess what, Clippers? Guess what, Lakers? Y'all ain't deserve him. All right, my boy D Rose came home and y'all ain't deserve him neither. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, sir. Or either way, DeRozan, he's a cool fit. What I think this lineup is going to be is going to have De'Aaron Fox start up at the point guard. Obviously, he's not as negative as a defender as people look him out to be. He gets in the passing lanes. He does his thing, especially at the point guard position. He's a good defender. He's not a great defender, but especially for a star player, star players, most of them don't play defense, and as long as he puts effort on that side, and he's not even that bad. I give him like a B minus on defense. De'Aaron Fox, that's good for a star player, really good. Keon Ellis, on the other hand, he is made for defense. This man is gritty, such a defensive monster. And the thing about him that's really throwing me off is his height. I can't tell how tall he is. Before I went to record this, I had to watch a couple Kings games to watch Kessler Edwards and Keon Ellis because those were two guys when I would watch their games, they kind of like stuck out to me. Keon Ellis, watch the replays again. Yeah, for a fact, he sticks out. I think he sticks out so much that he should start at shooting guard. Shoots 40% from three. Really good defender. Knows his role. Mike Brown talks very highly of him. Mike Brown loves this guy, and he fits well. Like I said earlier, though, the height confuses me because he's listed 6'6" on some websites and then 6'3" on others. Like, he's not listed anywhere else either. It's either he's 6'6" or 6'3", apparently. And then, like, I'm watching the game and he looks like the same size as Draymond. And then I remember reports came out that Draymond's like 6'5". I don't know how tall Keon Ellis is, but if he's 6'3", yeah, there is like a ceiling to this backcourt for real, for real. But if he's 6'5", this backcourt, hey, they could play together. They could play together because you do need some size at that two position. I don't like when you have two small guards, but 6'5", if he's at least 6'5", I like it. Even if he's 6'4", to be honest, with how good of defense he plays, I know it's only one inch, so it shouldn't matter that much. But I hope Keon is as tall as I want him to be. Hopefully he's 6'9" secretly, 6'9" shooting guard, shoot 40% from three, hopefully that's what he is. But no, let me stop chatting. Keon is nice. Keegan Murray's another guy who's nice defensively, very good shooter. And DeMontis Sabonis, that's the problem with this team defensively. It's not the fact that they got DeMar DeRozan. We know what DeMar DeRozan's on defense. So do we know with Sabonis. At the center position, though, you know, you there's always going to be a ceiling when you have Sabonis as your defender. For him, he has to be so important on offense, and this team has to be like a top 5 offense for them to have a chance at anything. To be honest, yeah, because DeMar DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox, those two, I don't think they're going to play off each other badly. I think it's going to be similar to Kobe White and DeMar DeRozan. Kobe White was cooking this year with DeMar. DeMar let him cook. DeMar matured this year. He understands that he has to play off ball a little bit more, and I was happy to see that in Chicago. Domantas Sabonis, him and Domantas two-man game is going to be way better than him and Vooch. That's all I know. So, hey, DeMar, he's going to come in, instantly impact them in a half-court setting because the Kings, they are one of those more fast-paced teams with Domantas Sabonis. Whenever he grabs a rebound, they just get it going because he's a real good playmaker, and he doesn't have to wait. As soon as he grabs a rebound, they up the court. De'Aaron Fox running, Keon running, Keegan running. I like how this team plays. It's smart, and with how good of a rebounder and playmaker Sabonis it's a good thing to play that fast pace. In the playoffs, though, it's not as easy to have those type of scores because teams try to limit fast break possessions. And DeMar DeRozan, he's going to come in a half court setting and hopefully provide them with some points because similar to Sabonis, DeMar has been one of those guys who, in the playoffs, he kind of like, I don't want to say disappears, but De'Aaron Fox, he showed me that. I don't want to call him a playoff riser yet because it's only been one time, but nah, that playoffs against the Warriors where he had a messed up hand was nice. So I kind of trust him. DeMar DeRozan and Sabonis. I like how the Kings like, come on, one of y'all step up, right? Both of y'all can't choke because if one of them step up and like match De'Aaron Fox, they could win a series. It matters who they play. They could win a series. Would I bet on it right now? No, I wouldn't bet on it. But hey, it's a cool little thing, especially for a small market team trying to build a name for themselves, build a culture. This is what you're supposed to do: build a winning environment. Don't just keep being cool for being in the play-in. especially you got Sabonis and Fox. They could have did something to make their ceiling higher. I understand that, but this DeMar thing is only gonna last 2 years. His third year is partially guaranteed, so I think he'll be gone by then. He's gonna end his career in California, which is cool for him. On the bench, you got Devin Carter and Malik Monk who are gonna provide you the same thing as De'Aaron Fox and Keon Ellis do in the starting lineup, but it's gonna be a worse version. Malik Monk is gonna be a worse version of De'Aaron Fox. Devin Carter is gonna be a similar version of Keon Ellis. Kevin Huerter is going to come in at the 3, in my opinion, hopefully, because he's 6'7", and he could play the small forward position, just shoots lights out. Last year he didn't shoot lights out. I understand that. He shot 37% still, down year, and he had a messed up shoulder, so hopefully he could positively regress. Trey Lyles is a good spacer. JaVale McGee's a good backup center to come in, protect the paint. Guy who I forgot, Kessler Edwards. I do really like Kessler Edwards, and I think him as a 3-and-D wing for this team is going to be nice. He should have a bigger role this year, especially with how much they're going to need defense and shooting around DeRozan and size, because he has all three of those, and he's really smart. I like how Kessler Edward cuts. I like how he does the little things. But when I was watching back, he wasn't doing as good as I remembered in the playoffs against the Warriors. But like I said, same positives for Kessler Edwards. So if I had to grade this trade, I'd give the Kings a B, because I do think there's a ceiling. I'd give the Spurs an A+ because they got a first round swap for nothing, and I give the Bulls a B+ just for going in the right direction. They barely got any assets, but yeah, at least they're going in the right direction. So for anybody who's tuned in, we 12 minutes in. So if you're still listening, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, God bless, and hope you have a nice day, and hope you enjoyed. We 29 subscribers in, so yeah. I don't want to ask again because that would be begging, and I don't like to do that on the internet. So yeah, have a nice day and God bless.